Today, I kind of want to dive into the article about creating a diverse and ethical workforce, especially in relation to AI. This is a huge topic because the article primarily covers what happens with the military. And ethics in time of war, especially with AI, need to be highly regarded because you have to think about all the people that are going to be pissed off when something goes wrong. I really think it's going to be hard to really create a really good ethics standard for AI in wartime because there are a lot of decisions that have to be made last minute that I feel a lot of people could cover a lot better. So, like, let's take him for example. If you look at American Sniper and some of the choices he had to make, I really feel like AI could not cover those decisions as well as someone in that particular situation. I do think AI is going to be an important part of the wartime, but I really think that it's going to be difficult to create a good ethics around it. It also goes into talking about creating a diverse workforce a little bit, but not a whole ton. Diversity is incredibly important because, especially talking about military, I'm in the military right now. Being diverse is really important. We have people from all sorts of backgrounds, but they offer so much because we have people who come up with things that I would have never thought of. You're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but that's a great idea. Having people from different backgrounds provides lots of different options and lots of different ideas, and I think that's incredibly important. But going back to the topic of ethics, I think having an all around ball of ideas that kind of provides a guideline for how AI should work in time of war and how we should keep them as ethical as possible would be incredibly great. And I definitely see that they're working on that. I really think that overall, having those guidelines will make people feel a lot better because the topic of AI has become really touchy lately. Let's look at self-driving cars, for example. People don't really know how they feel about them yet because they're worried about the safety behind it, all the issues that it could cause. So it's kind of one of those subjects where everyone gets a little antsy about because they're not really sure how it could go. And it's also partially due to society just painting AI with this really bad picture. I mean, if you look at movies like The Terminator, they paint AI with a really, really bad picture, and that's society's point of view on it. And when you take something like that and give it a really poor point of view, and now you're trying to use it in a time of war, it's going to be a really touchy subject. And so they definitely have to tread really lightly. All in all, though, I think the article did a really good job going into how they were making a whole set of laws for it. And I think the article in of itself is really good, and it's definitely going in the right direction. It's just definitely one of those things that's going to have to tread it really lightly to avoid mass hysteria, also avoid a lot of really upset people, because most of the military's money comes from taxpayers. And if we're going to be honest here, things like the Marine Corps wouldn't even be around if the American people didn't want us here. That's the only reason we're still here, is because the American people want us here. So we have to tread really lightly to make sure that we don't piss off the wrong people. Other than that, I definitely think it's going to be heading in the right direction.